Good morning, Taurus. I'm Empress Rose, and I'm here to do your reading. These are general readings, so take what works, leave what doesn't. The story's not going to be the same for everybody. Also, check out your, your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, and all your major placements for other information. Especially if this one doesn't resonate, check with one of those other ones. All of these cards are pre-shuffled and prepared and prayed over before I start. All right, so we're going to start with the Oracle of Mystical Moments deck. And that's going to give us an intuitive overview of where we're going with this. All right, what does Taurus need to know today? What does Taurus need to know? All right. What does Taurus need to know this week? Oh, there. Okay, we'll stop there. Because once that deck gets talking, she never stops. I'm teasing deck. Okay, what came out first is the perfect key. So you have what you need. You have what you need to unlock your heart, unlock a situation. We actually have two key things, two things that you're unlocking. So, and here you're this elephant up in this tower. This has been a popular card lately. You're kind of out of your element. You're in a situation you're not used to. You did not put yourself there. Someone else or something else or just life put you into this weird place. Elephants don't belong on the top here. And you have these, you have access to these keys though, because you have the tools that you need. You have your trunk, and you're going to methodically go through all of these keys and figure out how you can get down. You don't have an abundance of clarity in this situation. You're just kind of going bit by bit, piece by piece, but there is a little bit of light here. There might be some self-reflection involved in figuring out which keys to go on. But eventually, there's a promise inherent in this card that you're going to get down to the ground where the Taurus belongs, on the ground, you're back into your comfort zone. You'll get back there. You're just having to go through a process right now. In much the same way, we have the perfect key, but this is talking about an emotional process to me, not just something random in your life, but something having to do with close to your heart. And you have the key. You may be looking to the past a little bit about something that's happened in the past that locked your heart away, and you do have what you need. It looks like in this one you've already been. This is such a straightforward reading. It's really strange for a general reading for it to be this straightforward. So you have the keys, the options right here. You've got the right one actually. You've already selected the right key, and you can open up this situation right here, having to deal with your heart. And oh my goodness. And the similarity between these next two cards is pretty amazing. Both of them have birds messages. This one has come to you, and this is one that you would like to send off. You're looking to the future. You're holding back the message. You're keeping it back. It wants to go. It's ready to go, and look, she's got her hand on the bird's throat. So this is definitely about talking, about speaking. You want to say something, and you're not, though. You're holding it in. So maybe you are finding the right words and the key to unlock this thing that you are dying to say, that you're really looking forward to saying or needing to say, and you're going to find a way to say that and communicate the thing that you want to communicate. So what I'm seeing here is that you're in a situation where you don't feel that, and normally you might feel like you can communicate and you're a very clear communicator and people really listen to you, but you're in a situation right now that feels very uncomfortable. It has to do with your heart. It has to do with communication. You have an ability to open that up. You are figuring it out. It looks like you do have it in your hand. I don't know why you're not opening, and maybe the body of the reading will have that. And we have a message from the past, and we have a message that wants to go to the future, but you're holding it back. It may not be time, but it's definitely talking about something with your throat, something with speaking, something with talking, and you're looking forward to a time. Yeah, there's something about past and future here, and something about a message that maybe needs to come from the past and needs to go into the future, and you need to unlock something in your heart, or unlock some words, or unlock this situation that involves the past, the future, and a message. You may be a conduit for a message from the past, from a previous relative, I'm thinking, or some sort of something in the past, and you feel a little trapped right now that you can't talk about it, and you really want to, but you're really holding back. But you do feel trapped that you're not able to talk about it. But this is saying that you do have the key to open this up. You have it. But you're in a bit of an unusual position. You're not used to where you're at right now. It feels really weird to you. Okay, Oracle of Mystical Moments. Thank you for your message. And then we're moving on to the Santa Muerte deck for the body of the reading. Again, these have been pre-shuffled. I just do a little nervous shuffle before I'm ready. All right, for Taurus, this is your past, this is your present, this is your inner landscape, this is an issue, this is the environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay, well, this thing from the past that you would like to open up about and talk about, it's pretty heavy. In your recent past, you have the Death card. So you have something that's come to an end. This is a major arcana. This is the major arcana of all major arcana. This is the Santa Muerte deck, and this is the card of the deck. So you had a pretty major transformation happen. It was divinely guided. You basically gave birth. You were basically the conduit between something not existing and something existing. You were the doorway of change, or you crossed that threshold, and I mean, there's really no bigger event in anyone's life than being born. So pretty big event here. I'm not going to say you only get to be born once, really, in this whole situation. So I'm not going to say that you were born, but in the past you were, honestly, if I'm being honest, you were born in the past. But it is something like that. It's a pretty big transformation. Could have been internal, could have been external. It's been expected, and every ending necessitates a new beginning. Those are the rules, and that's what this card references. There may have been an ending. It requires a new beginning. That's just the law of the universe. And every new beginning requires an ending. So this is talking about that moment, that threshold, where the ending and the beginning sort of do a little dance. Although there's no dancing in this card. So it's typically a divinely guided situation with a lot of light, a lot of hope, a lot of expectation for the future situation. In your present situation, you're sort of biding your time. You've had to apply some patience to this. You're sitting here, and I mean, I'm seeing just a lot of patience, maybe waiting for an opportunity, waiting for a situation to present itself. This is just a lot of patience, the tick-tock time passing. So this is referencing like you had this thing, this transformation happen, and then nothing, and then you're just holding right now. I think you're trying to figure out what to do, when to do it, how to bring this message forward. But you're in a holding pattern. And it's not the world's most comfortable holding pattern. So you do hear the ticking of the clock. You do hear this pendulum. This could be a pendulum of, you know, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Oh, it reminds me too, the pendulum from past, future, past, future, past, future. There's some sort of theme here going with that. And I'm hearing that in this pendulum of you're kind of going back and forth, tick-tocking through some options and through time. In your inner landscape, you have the High Priestess. This is a great inner landscape card, and I think that Aries recently got it. The High Priestess, she is sitting back on her throne. She has a lot of experience. She's done some battle. She prefers to work in darkness. So this makes sense for your inner landscape. We have this bird here again. We have this message, not ready to leave, not ready to go, but it's there. Still perched on her shoulder. And that's an amazing thing about both of these, is that this bird is perched. The bird to shoulder relationship in this reading is very strong. So we've got a bird shoulder relationship going on in this one as well. We're reading, we're trying to learn about something, trying to see something, trying to see in the darkness. And the High Priestess is very powerful. And so I feel like you're doing a very powerful internal search. There's not a lot of light. There's not a lot of huge amount of clarity, but you're learning. You have, oh my God, you have another key. You have a key. I don't know if this is going to focus on it. You have a key in your hand here. So you have a key in your hand in 2 of these. Plus, we're getting this message on your shoulder. For some reason, your shoulder is really, coming through here. It's repeated 3 times. So that's something to pay attention to. And this key so far is repeated 3 times. I don't see any more keys, but this is telling me that the key to unlocking the situation is obviously within you. You have the key, and it looks like you're trying to figure out how to use it. You're reading a book. It could be a self-help book. It could be a book about communication. It could be maybe even a novel that's dealing with time travel or something like that. So you're really looking inside of you. You could be journaling, although she's not really journaling. And this is more of a picture book. So you could be looking at some pictures, trying to understand what this key is and how exactly you're supposed to wield it. But it's true that there's not like a big bright shining light here. You're not out in the sun. You're kind of working around in the dark, feeling your way through this situation. So at issue is this 3 of Swords. So this is heartbreak. This is betrayal. This is someone stabbing someone in the back. Everything was going well. Everything was going fine, great. And then boom. And we've got one surrendering with the sword in their hand. And another one almost gleefully stabbing him in the back. So this is like, you read about them in the news, the little parties that go wrong and then the best friends shoot each other and that kind of thing. This is a little bit of what happened here. It was all fun and games, and then people really got hurt, not just hurt, but just stabbed to pieces. So this is an issue that's going on. Normally I take this in the reverse in this situation, but this whole card in the upright is in the reverse. So it could be that what's happening is, that what happened is being revealed and what went on is being revealed, or you're growing out of this heartache and it's creating an issue for you, or you want to grow out of this heartache. You're ready to leave this heartache behind, but you're having some sort of issue with it being left in the past. Maybe you don't want it left in the past. Maybe you're not ready for it to be left in the past. Maybe you never got to say what you needed to say here. And so you're like, yeah, we're done with this heartache. We're done with this betrayal. It's just over now. I never got to say my piece. I never got to the point where I got to say my piece and someone's telling me, get over it, move on. But I didn't get to do the thing. I didn't get to send my bird out. So that could be what's at issue. It could just also be this massive backstabbing that happened at the party last weekend. So in your environment, you have this 8 of Cups. This is like really heavy emotion that is weighing you down. You're reflecting though, you're reflecting on this emotion. You're really thinking about these feelings. And we got this like deep emotion here that's trapped away, but this is in your environment. So I think that this 3 of Swords situation where you felt stabbed in the back has come to light, and you're having some issue with it. Maybe you weren't ready for it to come to light. You didn't get to didn't prepare, or you weren't prepared for it to come out like that. And here you have this eight of cups. So in your environment, there's a lot of grieving around. Maybe you're the one that betrayed, and it was found out, but you didn't, but not by you telling them. I don't know. That's a possible reading of these cards. Again, the general readings are really different than the personals. The personals typically get one clear storyline, and this has, you know, a couple layers to it. So anyway, this is someone or something happening in your environment is a lot of grief, a lot of heaviness, a crown of heavy emotions. This is reminding me of a crown of thorns, of just this pain and suffering. There definitely was an ending here. So I think that's what we're talking about with this one. There's definitely an ending, and you're having some grief about it. Your to-do list is the Nine of Swords. This is fascinating to me because I don't know how this could possibly end up in your to-do list. This is the Nightmare card. So maybe this is talking about the Nightmare card. So really think about nightmares. Where is the danger in the nightmare? The danger in the nightmare is in your imagination, is what your brain is doing when you're not in charge of it and you're not in control of it, and it's gonna run and do its thing. That's where nightmares come from, right? So we might be physically safe, but our imaginations have run amok and are torturing us. So here you have, you're in a sanctuary, you're in a safe space, you are the priest of that safe space, and you have chosen to internalize your pain. So maybe it is asking you to keep holding here, even though it might be painful for you to be holding back, painful for you to not be talking about it. I don't see anybody as being ready to fly here. I think that's what you're doing here. You're trying to figure out how to send this bird, this message off to fly. You're trying to figure out how to use this key. I don't think you're ready yet. And I think this card is asking you to hold on a little bit longer. Keep this pain inside. Keep this pain in your head for a little bit longer while you figure out how to use this key, because in none of these cards are you actually using the key. So this is saying you're not there yet. You haven't figured this out yet, and you need to keep working on it. You're doing great work with this High Priestess work. So you need to figure out how to safely remove these and fight this battle that you need to fight and deal with this pain externally. But this is asking you to think about it more, and this is confirming that you are not quite ready. Your key is not opening anything yet. So do not move forward. And then your possible outcome, and this is confirming this whole thing, is this Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is, I typically think of it as a denial card, but I don't think you're in denial here. I think you're very much aware and becoming more aware every day of the situation and of what you'd want to say and of how to unlock it. This card, though, is the self-imposed blockage. So we have this blockage, but it's self-imposed. So in this deck, this scissors is put together improperly. So I don't know if you can see it there, but the sharp sides are out. You're not cutting anything with the scissors. You know what? And this is referencing your brain right here, the skull. You can figure out how to put the scissors right and cut out exactly what needs to be cut out and say exactly what needs to say. The sharpness you have, you're going to be able to be sharp. You're going to be able to be very clear. You're going to be able to cut out the bullshit that needs to be cut out here. And this is saying that the only thing that's stopping you is you. And you may have very good reasons for stopping yourself from doing this. But this is also a promise that when you're ready, you will be able to figure out, this is down the line, you're going to figure out how to get out of the situation, how to say what you need to say. But this is encouraging you that it's a promise. It's like you're going to figure this out because you have the tools. They're just not put together right. And right now, I'm seeing nothing here that's suggesting that the tools are together right and that the timing is right and anything like that. This is hold back, but inherent in this card is the promise that you will be able to right the situation. You will be able to put the scissors together. You will be able to free yourself. You will be able to speak. The scissors is capable of working. It just needs you to put it together and It just needs you to put it together and apply. And you're choosing not to do that right now. Hence the mental nightmare card. You got the swords facing yourself. So there's an unpleasant amount of swords in this reading, but they all seem to be like things you could say, things you would like to say, truths you would like to dish. But you're not. You're choosing not to. And maybe this is self-imposed heartache. Maybe that's where this, the Three of Swords, usually like heartache, but maybe this is a self-imposed heartache. You are in a way, if you're in a way stabbing, you could be stabbing yourself in the back. You could be causing your own heartache. And this is saying you do have good reason to continue to do that. So if it's causing too much pain, make sure that you are, talking to a confidential source about what you're going through. Don't stay in this nightmare forever. I mean, this is asking you to keep it to yourself for a little while longer. But I think we've got a promise here that you're not going to have to keep it to yourself forever, and that you do have the tools. And when you're ready, you'll be able to put everything to right and say what needs to be said. All right, so Taurus, just hold on. I hope you have a great week. Thank you for watching and liking, commenting, and subscribing, and helping my baby channel grow ever so much every week. Thank you.